Greetings everyone, I am Lotus Prince, and I have been looking forward to playing this game for a long time. I am going to play Eternal Darkness: Sanity's Requiem for the GameCube. This game is the survival horror to end all survival horrors. I'm going to start by saying that I don't tend to like the word epic because it is almost always used incorrectly. I'll see someone who's watched an entertaining video or who's seen an entertaining comment in a forum, and that person will say that was epic. No, it was not. An epic is a literary or dramatic composition that resembles an extended narrative poem celebrating heroic feats. Basically, in an epic, the characters are huge, the settings are huge, the situation is gigantic in scale. Now, while this game may not be literary, it is a dramatic composition, and I will tell you, this game is epic in the literal sense. Its story spans millennia. It has various characters that are going against incredibly powerful forces that they don't understand, that no one can truly understand. This game is grand, in terms of scale, in terms of characters, in terms of scares. This game is amazing. Spoonie has said in an old vlog of his that it is worth getting a GameCube just for this game. He is not kidding. This game is one of the greatest games I have ever played in my life, let alone one of the greatest survival horrors. I am going to have so much fun playing this game again because it has been a good long time since I've experienced what this game has to offer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go crazy. Oh, it's been far too long.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Now that's a way to open a game.
Nintendo.
It really has been so long.
You too will come to understand fear as I have.
This is the way to open a game. This really is. I'm repeating myself, but come on. This game just screams horror at you, and we haven't even started. As many times as I've beaten this game, and it's been at least 5, I've only seen this cutscene once, the very first time. Almost 7 or 8 years ago. This is so refreshing. Planets are approaching alignment. You know this is going to be epic in scale. And I mean actually epic in scale. Look at that. Almost there. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Let's go crazy. No spoilers. Moving on.
Flesh, bone,
bound together with the oddest magical incantation.
Looks like human skin, doesn't
This
it?
wretched book is where it all began so long ago. Before time. Before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity.
It is.
Like it or not, believe it or not, as you will. Your perceptions will not change reality, but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless. Their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line, and the last hope for humanity.
Let's play. Come on. Pathetic little things. A bunch of worthless nothings. What can they do to me? I got a shotgun. Useless, useless. Oh, but I'm out of ammo, and I cannot press start. No matter, I'll keep running. I can't do anything. Oh? Now where am I? Remember me, Alex?
Remember me, Alex?
3:33 it says.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LeGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you, but there's been an accident with your grandfather.
I'll be on the next flight out.
Ah, Miss Roivas, I'm pleased to meet you. I trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you, it's not a pleasant sight.
Oh boy.
I'm afraid there's not much to see.
Ugh. That's hideous.
Miss Roivas, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Yes, it's him. He's wearing our family ring. I don't understand. Why are you showing me this? Can't you check dental records or something? What is wrong with you?
Best response ever, coming right up.
I'm sorry. It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. None of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in my 20 years on the force. We have no evidence except for the body, and what's left doesn't say much. Ugh, we don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened.
Good
I
dubbing.
want answers.
So do I.
That's good lip syncing.
I wish I had some.
Shocked by her grandfather's mysterious death and frustrated at the incompetence of the local police, Alex vows to uncover the truth. She decides to search the mansion, the place where Edward conducted his research. If there was a tie to his past and possibly a tie to his murderer, it would be here. And now the true gameplay begins. A beautiful carriage clock. The hands appear to be stuck, yet the clock continues to tick, with the time permanently set to 3:33. There is a key in the back of the clock, presumably for winding it. Should Alex look at the key? But of course. Alex picks up the desk clock and pulls the key from it. However, there is something odd about the key. It isn't for winding it at all. It looks like a dresser key. Let me inform you as to the controls. A punches, or at least uses a weapon. B is my investigative button. X and Y will come to later. R gets in the ready position. It helps for targeting during combat. Hold L to run. Portraits of the ancestral Roivus line the foyer walls. Their faces reveal a dark, brooding edge. There is something about each one that gives the viewer an unsettling feeling. At this point, let's check my inventory. This is just for me, how to use my inventory. L or R switches back and forth between sections. Yeah, see, L and R. So I have a dresser key and the second floor key. Looks very old and worn. Got my map. I don't usually use a map in this game. For once, I do not need a map. And these are, I have the cinematic cutscenes of what I've seen already. Autopsy I'll get to later. No spoilers. Load and save, controller, display audio, nothing I really need right now. That all said, let's get going. Now where can I investigate? First of all, let's try the upstairs. We read this already. This is mainly just for you, just to get a picture of these people. Nothing else. Now, second floor is locked, as I expected. The key comes apart in the lock. The key to the second floor is broken. Perhaps there's a way of repairing it. There is, but not now. I love this whispering. It's been so long. The front door. You know I can't get out that way. The call of the mansion beckons to Alex, drawing her back to uncover the family secrets it hides. Alex will not leave till she has learned what happens to her grandfather. Fair enough. 2 weeks have gone by and nothing. Thanks a lot, cops. Oh, I'll come by to this play later. This is where I'm going to ultimately need to be. Let's check the other side of the mansion first. Just to give you an idea of what we're going into. A grand piano stands here awaiting the hands of a decent musician. Unfortunately, Edward never really lived up to that description, and as such, the piano fell into disuse. Poor Edward, jeez. No one deserves that. This picture is important for later. The illustration features a collection of strange lined designs relating to each other in a cyclical manner. There appears to be some significance to it, but it isn't particularly evident. Oh, don't worry, it will be. Yeah, sometimes there are no descriptions, and it's just so you can get a close-up of the pictures themselves. See, nothing at all. Nothing in the fridge, I guess. Nothing. Ooh. A wooden plaque is fastened to the door, taking the place of the lock. A colored sigil is carved into the wood above a wide slot. The slot is just wide enough to insert a narrow blade. Huh. Otherwise, there's nothing, and both doors lead in and out of the same room. Now for the right side. I'm in the library, and a grand one it is. This is apparently the observatory. I can't do anything in this room as of yet. A crank socket is mounted in the telescope and appears to be linked to a mirror supported by a brass pedestal. A curious contraption to be sure. What purpose can it possibly serve? Should Alex adjust the mirror? As you can see, it doesn't help me very much. There's nothing I can do with it. Yet. A globe cradled in a wooden frame. Its glossy surface is painted in the likeness of an ancient map. A lens is situated in the northern hemisphere above a label that reads, "There be dragons here." You've gone off the map, Jack. Here there be monsters. And back out we go. If I can... Oop, what was that? Oh, just a way of getting a look at the place. Let's get back out the door now. There's nothing I can do here. In the warm glow of candlelight, the Roivas family tree hangs from the wall. Shadows flitter across its surface, obscuring the detail. If one looks closely, the family's secrets are revealed. And an interesting history I'm sure they had. Books that I can't do anything with. More of the same. Sorting through the books, Alex sees one that seems to be placed differently than all the others, as if drawing attention to itself. Curious, she examines it. Upon the inside cover, shaky handwriting shapes the numbers 333. She replaces the book. That little twang, the musical twang, means I'm doing something right. I've actually never seen that clue before. I just picked up on the actual clock from the beginning of the game, so this is just one more hint in case you missed it. The books in this corner of the room seem to focus on the supernatural. The writings of Poe, Lovecraft, the poetry of Blake, the art of Bosch, everything with a tie to ethereal horror or fantasy. It is all here, a reference library to the arcane. Was this Alex's grandfather's secret hobby? Ooh, I sure hope so. Things might just get really interesting. I'm gonna come back here. That's the area I ultimately need to go, but there's only one more room that I can check first. And even then, I think the door might be locked. Another portrait. Okay, it's locked. Let's advance the plot. We've all been waiting for this. You're all thinking I'm stalling for time, and in a sense I am. I'm letting the suspense build and build until the glory of this game comes to fruition. A slight draft can be felt issuing from beneath a bookshelf, almost as though a vent or empty space is behind it. And now, finally... This looming grandfather clock seems to stand ominously in the corner, gazing on this empty room with an almost patriarchal air. Use left and right to adjust the clock hands. Should Alice adjust the clock hands? Why, yes! Of course, 333. This is an easy puzzle for the beginning of the game. Secret number 1. Now that's a book of interest. This Gothic cathedral is silhouetted against a stark light. The image is vicious and devoid of subtlety. Every brushstroke echoes the spikes of the architecture, imbuing a violent feeling as though the building itself is a harsh imposition on reality. A grim picture indeed. Oh, this game's got more where that came from. This looks like some kind of mask. The face is serene in composure, with a faint hint of a smile tugging at the corners of the mouth, and eyes closed in deep meditation. Indeed it is. That really is an accurate description. A painting of a jungle-shrouded building. It seems to be a temple in Asia, perhaps from Thailand or Cambodia. This is a bizarre drawing of a cyclopean city, its immense architecture bathed in an unnatural fog. The detail is incredible. As Alex studies it, she can almost imagine the city's inhabitants. An ancient Roman weapon, a gladius, is on display above the fireplace mantel, another token of eclectic junk. And yet... it's mine. All mine. Free swing. Targeted swing. Up. Right. Or no, that was left. Right. Thrust. A diabolic drawing of a stack of human bodies, each one cemented into place. What twisted psyche could have executed this drawing? Though disturbing, it is meticulously rendered down to the subtlest detail. The precise anatomy of fractured bones and the convolutions of spines and ribs entwine into a mesmerizing sight. Gloriously disturbing. Show me more. A small shrine of candles. Their placement appears to be very deliberate, matching the etchings on the table and the wall's illustration. The candles are unlit. Okay, what you've all been waiting for. The big one. The Tome of Eternal Darkness. A large, leather-bound antique book rests upon the cluttered desk. Should Alex read the book? Do so at your own risk, my friends. Deep into that darkness peering.
I had no knowledge of what was to come, nor did I care. How the knowledge changed me, it will also change you. As you read this, you will come to learn fear as I have. You too will come to understand, or you will perish. To think that once I could not see beyond the veil of our reality. To see those who dwell behind. My life now has purpose, for I have learned the frailty of flesh.
26 BC.
I was once a fool.
It begins.
Where is quies candamest? Where is conservandi? Facusatis aquae sumat, et animus eorum conferma. Pugna huis, dia sit modo prima multarum, si inceptum conficiamus.
Quam primum, Centurio Augustus. I would like to compliment you once more on your battle tactics.
What a great
Our
touch.
enemies did not have a chance.
What a great
Do you
transition.
believe that it really exists, Centurion?
I do not doubt our Emperor's beliefs, or his orders. But if we are to retrieve the artifact, then we must be strong and patient. Come to us, pious Augustus.
And look at this. Interesting symbols on that pillar. Relevant symbols on that pillar. And thus the journey of 2,000 years begins. Right now. I only have my Gladius. Okay, only way to go is down. A ladder leads into the dank heart of the labyrinth. Danger lurks beneath, yet Pius's courageous resolve does not buckle. Should Pius climb down the ladder? Of course. What fun would it be if I didn't? I want that block. Oh, so that's how it's gonna be. Come on. Let me show you the glorious targeting system of this game. You're gonna like this. I can target his limbs, his head, or his torso. One limb. Oop. Ooh, that's what happens when you get hit. Now it shows me my health meter. Now I can die. No problem. Right arm. And head. Whammo. So simplistic and yet so effective. Also, finish him. The Mantarok zombie shall die. What a useless guy. Onward and upward. A strange granite block lies on the floor. With an interesting red symbol to boot. Colored blood red. Allow me to show you how the save function works. I cannot save now because there are bodies in this room that could potentially get up. There we are. I can only save when I am completely free of enemies. Just so I don't screw myself in case I save when there are enemies around. Wouldn't that be a nightmare? Yes, they're larger in size, but there's actually no difference in their fighting style. Nor their health. So we're all good. A green granite block, huh? Away with you, fools. Insipid green. Such description. And you see, now I can save. I am now presented with only one other door. Let's take it. Oh, go away. See that I can actually hit the wall? Catch myself? That's less than fun. And yes, you will notice without their head, they will flail blindly. Nice touch. Very nice touch. Useless. Yes, you can get hit during that finishing move. It's not a cutscene, it's just the camera zooming in on regular gameplay. Nowhere else to go. I could only go down this ladder. Oh, also, ghostly blue. Where am I going with this, you might ask? Wait for it, wait for it. The bars block the exit from the room. Fair enough. Ooh. Blue, red, and green. Also purple. Ah, but there's the purple block in the center. It shall be mine, mine, mine. Away with you, despicable, disgusting freaks. Not so tough without your arms. Arya, Arya. Worthless creatures. They're no match for a true Centurion warrior. They're no match for a normal human, these pathetic things. Worthless, every last one of them. Note, by the way, that you don't actually have to cut off their arms and head. You could just wail on them for a while. It's just that this way's quicker. The final description, please. Filled with purple and tainted by black shadow. Let's make it happen, folks. Blue for blue. Red for red. green for green. And finally, purple for purple. Ah! A new path is open to me. Let's explore. Let's start the epic journey. The true start of the epic journey is coming soon. I'll save just to be sure. You can never be too sure. Ah, a test. Pious, you must prove your worth by destroying this statue. And then it explains the targeting attacks, which I've already been over. As you can see, right for the arm, left for the arm, up for the head. And the torso. Ooh. I'm gonna go for the head. Normally I would go for the arms, just disable their attack. But when there's multiple enemies like this, I'm really better off going for their heads, because they don't move when they don't have their heads, because they don't know where to go. See that? He just stands there and swipes and hopes he hits something. Pathetic vermin. Useless. I'm saving constantly because there's one particular room that I'm going to stop before. Can I use this by any chance? Oh! A button attached to a small pylon softly illuminates the room. A bizarre energy seems to radiate from it. Should Pius push the button? Well, of course. Yes. Let it begin. This, my friends, is the Room of Fate. This is the room where we alter the course of events. A strange sculpture resembling a red-clawed worm mysteriously floats above the pedestal. Shaped like a delicate dome, a pale blue statuette flows gracefully above the pedestal. An effigy resembling a warped angel, shaped from a dark green emerald, hovers effortlessly above the pedestal. This, my dear friends, is where I will cut things short, because we have a choice that we must make, and I would like your help. As you can see, I cannot save because there is a considerable amount of evil in this room. But rest assured, there's no threat now, but everything will change later. As I said, I stopped gameplay here because I present you with a choice. Which artifact should Pius Augustus select? I will tell you what these artifacts do, because you can only take one. The red artifact, the claw, is representative of Chaturga, the being of pure brute strength and raw power. Chaturga is the most powerful physical entity we know of. The blue helmet is representative of the ancient Uliath. He is the ancient of magic and the planes. He is very otherworldly and arcane, an incredibly powerful adversary. The third artifact, the green angel, is representative of Celotath. Celotath is representative of the mind and insanity. Celotath can do things with your head that you could never before comprehend. Now, the reason I ask you which artifact to select is because whichever artifact Pius Augustus selects will determine which ancient is the antagonist of the game. What would you rather be up against? Raw power, pure magic, or the mind? Well, my friends, that's all up to you. Until next time, everyone.